the media, especially the United States media, needs to make sure to choose their words very carefully, because what they're doing is they're trying to push a narrative to try to push for a war. And that's not something that we want. Nobody wants war. We all want peace. And
that is a woman named Soraya Foss, who RT, the Russian propaganda cable network, which is available in your home and in over 100 countries around the world, described her as a U.S. presidential candidate. And I thought to myself, how do I not know said U.S. presidential candidate? Well, looked it up, of course, and she was a 2016 Libertarian write-in candidate for president. Now, this is important because RT is a propaganda network coming out of Russia. And I will tell you that it has been banned in Germany. The German government literally does not allow it anymore. Russian authorities have promised retaliatory measures against them. And here on American soil, RT has been registered as a foreign agent since 2017. U.S. intelligence agencies call it Russia's state-run propaganda machine. So the question is, considering that we are sanctioning the Russians and the Russian government to punish them for this attack on Ukraine, and we're banning trade and targeting banks with their money, how is it that this Russian network that has to register as a foreign agent can remain on the air here at home delivering Russian propaganda? Joining me now once again, Colby Hall, founding editor at Mediaite.com and NewsNation contributor. All right, Colby, thanks for coming back on the show. Appreciate it. So what do you make of RT? You and I have been watching it a lot today. Is it surprising to you that there hasn't been a sort of groundswell of people saying, we need to get rid of this thing?
I think you're onto something right now. I think given where we are, there's newfound attention towards RT. You know, RT was always sort of a joke. Like it's been around for 10, 15 years, and they sort of made a populist play. And about 10 years ago, they hired Ed Schultz from MSNBC, Larry King from CNN, and you know, it's sort of like, whatever, it wasn't really that big of a deal. It wasn't until 2017 when Trump was elected and all the Russia, you know, conspiracy stuff came up that they were a foreign agent. Now that we are in ostensibly a building, moving towards conflict and war and these sanctions, their propaganda is no longer just a funny joke. It's really sort of dangerous. And Germany took the first step and said, let's pull them off. I'm not sure the United States is in a position to do that. It's a huge can of worms. I don't even know what the process would be for them to do that. But, you know, we're looking at their content right now, their programming, in an entirely different light because of what's happening in Ukraine.
So if there is pressure put on the cable systems, right, let's say that there are, you know, major corporations, big name people who start saying, this is crazy, that this is still available on cable systems. Do you think it's possible that they would cave and say, we need to get rid of this?
It's hard for me. I don't think the government can get involved. I think it's really impossible to break a contract. I mean, these cable providers, they have their deals, and they can't just break the contract. What do they replace it with?
And there's also an argument, by the way, that they knew what they were signing up for, right? I mean, they can't say, well, you know, they've changed their programming. It's like, you signed up a Russian propaganda news network. You have a Russian news propaganda network.
Right, and the Russian propaganda network was almost sort of a joke when Putin was sort of, you know, a guy that was, you know, getting blown off by Obama at meetings. And now that he's turned into this sort of, you know, ogre, this madman that's invading at least Ukraine, maybe more, it's not so funny. It's not such a joke. And so I think the only real effective role would be for public pressure to go to these providers and say, look, this is irresponsible, it's anti-American, and you should no longer put this in there. I don't know really, you know, they're in 88 million homes. I don't know how many people watch them, but in terms of the viral sort of economy, the digital platform and the way stuff gets shared, they may have an impact, but it's a principle thing, I think.
It's a fully distributed cable channel, meaning it is on almost every cable system. Now, whether they're paying to be on those channels, et cetera, who knows? But, you know, I do think, look, I don't think the government should get involved, right? But I do think that there should be pressure on some of these, in particular, some of these hosts who are on there who are saying these cuckoo Putin talking points issue. And it's funny because my previous guest was saying, well, you know, you can hear this on other networks, et cetera. Yeah, there are arguments to be made, absolutely, about some of the things we've been hearing on other networks that sounds like it's pro-Putin. But what we were listening to today was literally explanations for why Putin had to do this.
Right, it's disinformation. It's literally like the opposite of the truth. And yeah, you can say that defining propaganda is a slippery slope. It's very, very subjective. In terms of like public pressure, I think the most recent case would be One American News, which was a far right that got dropped by DirecTV. They weren't really dropped. Their contract ended, and AT&T, under pressure, said we're not going to renew.
Right.
So, but I think there was public pressure. There was a campaign, and yes, it was far right. OWN is not a reputable outlet by any means, but compared to RT and what they're saying, at least they're somewhat rooted in the truth. And if there's going to be a campaign to take One American News off, then, But again, I think more people are paying attention to RT now because of what's just happened.
I just got beat up on the other side for saying that what Tucker was saying was not the same as what I'm seeing on RT. And I feel like now I might take you on the other side for saying that somehow OAN is based in the truth.
You're always a contrarian.
Yeah.
Always a contrarian.
Colby Hall, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
Coming up, as the conflict between Russia and Ukraine rages, reporters are on the ground wearing their flak jackets and helmets, putting themselves in harm's way. We'll show you some of the close calls that occurred on camera in the field. That's next. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.